amazing. It is lit down here on the sideline.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Here come the students. Oh, here come the students. They're coming from the south end, and this one has been a long time brewing.
I have been waiting for this moment for a long time.
Judging by the sound of it, so has everyone else.
Hey, hold on, it's almost halftime.
Live and alive from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. It is halftime on a Thursday. Phil Elson in Alabama. Drew Barrett, Matty T holding down the fort. Happy to be with you today. And to be quite honest, I was happy the basketball team got out of Fayetteville yesterday. And this little small strand of snow that just smacked right into the city of Fayetteville and virtually no other part of at least northwest Arkansas. And it turned campus and everything around the athletic facilities into a giant vat of much for a while there.
Oh, Phil, I'm well aware.
XNA.
Well aware. Tried to, my father's in Fayetteville this week. He said the roads might get bad, and I was like, it's 48 degrees here in the fort. It'll be fine. I just get out of the tunnel, and it comes down. I mean, down. Roads get really bad. I am able to turn around at the West Fork exit, get gas at Harps. Took me 3.5 hours to get back to my apartment.
Oh, my God.
Standstill traffic on southbound 49. Did not move for a good hour and 20, hour and 30. So I'm well aware of what happened yesterday.
Headed north. Yeah. Good thing the bus was headed north to XNA. If we had to go further south, I don't think we'd be playing tonight. Yeah. So the team's ready to go. Got a late tip-off at Alabama. Has lost 4 straight. Hogs have had good success against the Crimson Tide basketball program with 4 consecutive wins. And we'll get into that later. Of course, there's a lot of basketball to get to, some football news. We heard, Kendall Briles will be staying at Arkansas. Yep. That report coming out. I think in the final minutes probably of the morning rush, Chris Lowe from ESPN was the first to break that news. So looks like the whole coaching staff is returning for another go-around with Sam Pittman. I want to start, though, with the news that came from Kendall Rogers of D1Baseball.com. That would have been about 30 minutes ago. I was sitting at breakfast with the coaching staff here, and Todd Schaefer, associate head coach for women's basketball, his son is a commit to Arkansas baseball, and he's a big baseball guy too, and he's the one who showed it to me. And he's like, oh, gosh, this absolutely stinks. Peyton Paulette will miss the entire 2022 baseball season, and that is because of a UCL tear in his elbow. He will undergo Tommy John surgery, and that's going to put him out not just for this year, but potentially a little bit longer, with the recovery time. And this, I mean, it has to be related to the injury that he suffered in May, which was also, if I remember correctly, a sprain of the UCL ligament. Hoping that rest was what was going to get him healthy and ready to go. And for a while there, it looked like he was progressing well. They did not expect, Dave Van Horn and Matt Hobbs did not expect for Paulette to be pitching at all during the fall series, but he'd responded to the treatments and the rest so well that he got out there on the mound during one of the fall series games. I saw it. He pitched fine. He looked good. And no bad news for the few months after that, but here it is. It's about a week before the official start of practice, and one of the pitchers that Arkansas thought would be a weekend starter is already done for the year.
Yeah, it's not very good news, especially, less than a month to go before we start the college baseball season. And, you feel bad for the young man who had all the hype and excitement built around him as being one of your weekend starters. And, now is going to be down for a full year, hopefully rehab and everything else takes. And he comes back as close to 100% as you can be. I mean, Tommy John surgery has been well documented as one of the, best surgeries a pitcher can have on their throwing arm, because normally you are able to get back to pretty much 100% after the surgery, after the rehab and rest and everything like that. So hopefully that trend continues with him. But it does make some people start to kind of worry, as you are this close as a guy that you kind of had not just penciled, but sharpied into that main rotation of this Razorback pitching staff, that it does give you a little bit of a woe here on a Thursday afternoon. But next man up, and we know how hard it is to make the roster for Dave Van Horn and the Arkansas Razorbacks. So you got to have a good feeling that what's right behind him, maybe not as talented, but talented enough to get the job done and to, keep the expectations of this season of Omaha bust intact.
Well, I think there are a lot of very talented, high-ceiling arms that are going to now get opportunities to pitch on the weekends in a starting role. And it's just a matter of they haven't pitched in college yet, or not on a consistent basis with success. So what this does is this removes one of the high-ceiling arms that you were hoping would fulfill the promise that we saw over what was a 19-game career at Arkansas over the past 2 seasons. The thing is, though, is I even going into this season, Drew, I was not going to pencil Peyton's name in there. I was not going to use Sharpie. I was going to use pencil or erasable ink because of the sprain from last May. And look, rest sometimes does heal the issue, but it's a big but. And I there was something in my mind that thought maybe he might not make it through the season healthy. So if I want to put a silver lining around this is terrible for Peyton. The silver lining for the team is that this injury happened now, not during the season, when maybe by then they'd already counted on Paulette for 6, 7, 8, 9 weekend starts. Now you know what the lay of the land is for this pitching staff, and this is a pitcher that's not going to be part of your rotation or anything for this next year. So the silver lining is the injury happened now, and the opportunity is right in front of pitchers like Hagen Smith or Nick Moten or Jackson Wiggins, or I don't know, maybe like a Cole Ramage steps back into a role like that, or a Zebulon Vermillion. There are pitchers there that can fill the role of what Paulette was going to do. Maybe they don't quite have the stuff that Peyton shows when he's healthy, but they do have really good stuff. For Paulette, what this does is this removes like a full year of development at a tender age too. I mean, Paulette, if I remember, is 20. I think he's 20 years old. So it's terrible for him, and we really didn't get to see him pitch all that much. 61 2/3 innings over his time at Arkansas in 2 years. But I mean, you have to remember too, like he would have been possibly, depending on his success, a top 10 pick in the upcoming Major League Baseball draft. Now, I doubt he, with the Tommy John surgery, that doesn't mean he's not going to get drafted, but he's not going to. I would assume be a first rounder right now.
No,
exactly. So in his mind, then you get the opportunity to come back possibly, and show that you're healthy and show that the stuff is still there, and it will be there. The stuff will still be there once Paulette recovers from this injury and the time that it takes to get there. And you should also remember this: Kevin Kopps, he missed a season because of Tommy John surgery. I'm not going to tell you that Peyton Paulette's going to be here for 5 years. Paulette's a scholarship pitcher. Kopps was not. Paulette was somebody that the scouts already been drooling over. Kopps was not. But these are truths. These are absolute truths. So I feel terrible for Peyton. I feel bad for the team, but I feel like this injury occurs at the right time. The one thing though, and this is like Drew, this is the conversation about Arkansas baseball going forward. Don't worry about the lineup and the
lineup's going to be fine,
and the fielding. Yeah. Everybody that's wearing a glove, that's not on the pitcher's mound, everybody that grabs a bat, this team is going to score runs, and they're going to make plays in the field. The question marks all about pitching right now, and the reason is that your top 5 pitchers for innings pitched last year are not on the team right now. There are high-end arms. They just haven't shown yet that they can do it in Division I big-time baseball. They'll get that chance.
Yeah, this is just a great opportunity for some of the younger guys, some of the unproven guys to go out there and show you why they're on scholarship, why they're on this team, because they are incredibly talented. I mean, these guys, it's not like these guys were second, third options in high school or showcase ball. Every guy, even your lefty specialist on the team, if they've got one, was the ace of their high school program, was the ace of their showcase ball team. So these guys have good stuff. It's just time for them to go out and prove it. And, you hope that you can keep it at a manageable level to where you're not constantly playing 8 to 9 ball games. I think if they can keep the ERAs, somewhere around the 5.6 mark, then you'll be fine. I mean, you don't need every single guy to go out there and have a sub-3 ERA. Because with the bats that the Razorbacks have, you're going to put up a lot of runs. You just don't want to constantly be getting into 8-9, 9-10, 11-12 type of games because of, you have a lot more chances of losing those matchups. You want to keep it somewhere around 4 or 5, and I think you're good.
Well, 877-377-6963 if you have any thoughts on this. Don't give me the idea that this is karma for anything dealing with the pitching staff last year. This is just a matter of a pitcher getting injured. And you know what? Pitchers get injured. It happens. And karma has absolutely nothing to do with it.
What karma did I have for 2 shoulder surgeries? What bad thing did I do?
I don't know. But, here you go. The sky's already falling. The sky's already falling. I get it. This was a guy that could be the Friday night ace, but you know what? He's not going to be. There are other pitchers on this team that can be a Friday night ace. Danny West joining us, 12:30. We'll get into the big recruiting weekend. And, hey, the Razorbacks right now are hot in the 2023 class. So we'll speak with Danny West, recruiting expert at 24/7 Sports, at Hog Sports, of course. Later on during the show, Bob Holt will join us bottom of the set. And there's a lot to get to on halftime, so stay with us.
Ashley Air is a proud sponsor of Razorback Athletics. Heat up your home with a free furnace when you purchase a qualifying new system from Ashley Air. And till February 28th. Get no down payment, no interest for 72 months on qualifying systems. And the Ashley Air Quality Assurance Guarantee, their 12-year parts and labor warranty. Get a free furnace when you purchase a new system from Ashley Air. Just go to AshleyAir.com to schedule your appointment. That's AshleyAir.com.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. Our #1 volume lure out of our 20 fishing brands is the Bobby Garland Baby Shad. We make them by the millions in our facility in Fort Smith, and the Baby Shad is without a doubt the #1 soft plastic crappie lure in the U.S. Fish it on a light jig head or underneath a float, and you'll find it's as productive as live bait. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Bobby Garland Baby Shad.
Do you own apartment complexes, condos, and rental property? Then you have made a great investment. Now make another great decision by calling Trinity Multifamily to help you maximize your return. Trinity Multifamily offers full-service property management, marketing, leasing, sales, and all the services to make your cash flow. Take the hassles and frustrations out of ownership and call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
Forward! All right.
2022 annual passes are now available at the Ben Guerin Golf Course. We offer a variety of plans to fit your budget and needs. We have special pricing on juniors, seniors, and military. If you're looking for the best golf value in the River Valley, then look no further than Ben Guerin Golf Course. Book your 2022 tournament outings now. For more information, call the Pro Shop at 646-5301, go to bengueringolf.com, or follow us on Facebook. When you think golf, think Ben Guerin.
Here it comes. Oh my goodness.
Nobody has more pre-owned trucks than Harry Robinson's Salasol Ford. Work trucks, heavy-duty four-wheel drive trucks, single cab, extended cab, and four-wheel drive crew cab trucks. Fords, Chevys, GMCs, Dodge, Ram, and Nissans. And with historic low interest rates, no payments for 90 days, and the most for your trade, Harry Robinson's Salasol Ford is the only place to buy your next truck. Harry Robinson's Salasol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salasol.
First Western Bank. We are more than just a bank. We are your partner for all your financial services. First Western has real professionals with years of experience in banking, mortgage, insurance, and investments. From financial services to personal and business insurance to investment products, mortgages, and small business banking. First Western with locations throughout Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley and online at firstwestern.com. Exceptional financial services all in one place. First Western Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
TGI Fridays is the best place in Fort Smith for food, fun, and football. Your locally owned TGI Fridays in Fort Smith has your favorite beers on tap. And Thursday through Sunday, all drafts are just $2. Fridays is the best place to watch football with plenty of TVs so you won't miss a second of the action while enjoying famous Fridays appetizers like the loaded potato skins or Friday's signature whiskey glazed sliders. It's food, fun, and football with $2 drafts Thursday through Sunday at your locally owned TGI Fridays at I-540 and Rogers in Fort Smith.
Tommy and Ty on the morning rush. Paint the game with a golden brush. Halftime field show, diamonds today. Strike 'em out, love to sing. Russian sack on two insane skies. Hard score, I'm feeling so high. Going home wild on Dixon Street.
ESPN 95.3. This is ESPN 95.3. Find us on 99.5 and 1290 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith in the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs in Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett.
Yeah, I really started to get into this song right here. This one hits me in my feels because you got a big guy singing about neck bones and soul food. It's going to make you really happy. This is Bob Corritore. The song's called Big Mama's Soul Food. Perfect for a lunchtime show,
yeah,
right?
Making me hungry.
877-377-6963 to get with us here. We got Charlie on hold. Charlie, I wonder if you're a little fired up about this injury for Peyton Paulette or what else it is you want to talk about because you're a little early again today. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Listen, I wanted to touch on a couple of things. Phil, Drew, I kind of want you guys' opinion on this. You know, I was just arguing with a guy on Twitter. He was griping about Arkansas not taking it 3 minutes and because of the stupid streak that ended the other day. You know, fans, they worried. To me, they're worried about things that don't really matter. I mean, look, it's not like they didn't try to make a 3 the other night. They were 0 for 11, and they had good looks. So I told the dude, I said, look, bro, they followed the game plan. They're not just going to jack up a 3 under 2 minutes because every fan in the stand is screaming, shoot a 3. And anyway, so I want y'all to take on that. And also, one of the arguments that I had with him, he's like, well, we got capable 3-point shooters. And I said, yeah, we do, but they're not making them. So, you know, you can make all the 3s in practice and have capable 3-point shooters you want, but if you ain't making them, you ain't making them in the game. And also I have got one other thing I wanted to say, and I wanted to ask you guys' opinion on this. I want to talk about Matthew Stafford. I know this is weird, kind of out of topic, but he's a quarterback in the NFL. You know, in the NFL we talk about, you know, it's judged off quarterback play basically. But in my opinion, Matthew Stafford, you know, and I'm going to be a Cowboys homer while I'm saying this too. It kind of went through the same thing Romo and Dak is about to go through right now. He was in Detroit with a terrible organization and management and coaching, and I think that hurt his career. And so he gets his first playoff win the other day, a guy that, in my opinion, has always been a really good quarterback. Do you think guys like that, you know, that honestly have played the position at a high level individually, you know, should get more credit? Because, you know, in my opinion, Romo, Dak, you know, they both have been the best 2 quarterbacks the Cowboys have had since Troy Aikman. I just think they've been hampered by management and coaching, and that's just my opinion. But, you know, I just want to hear you guys' take on that, and I'll hang up and listen. Thanks, guys.
I'd hesitate on comparing any of the teams that Stafford played on with the Lions to anything going on with the Cowboys.
Yeah, those are really bad.
At least they've had chances.
I mean, we're talking about 0-16.
Stafford even play in. Exactly. Yeah, and Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really a matter of him getting that many opportunities to play in the playoffs. I mean, Dak has had plenty of chances. Roma had a lot of chances, too. They just can't beat the good teams in the playoffs. I think Stafford's a fantastic quarterback. I don't think he had any. Look, he had a good receiver or two-ish in Detroit.
Megatron was a Hall of Famer already, so.
Yeah. Never had a defense. Never had much of an offensive line. Never had a good coach. I don't put it on him. And you see what's going on when he's got something that's a little more stable going on in Los Angeles, at least for right now. But I can't compare what he went through with the Lions to anything going on with Dak and the Cowboys, because the Lions are, like, at least the Cowboys have good regular seasons, right? At least they get to the playoffs quite often. I mean, the Detroit Lions, this is the joke of the NFL and have been for decades now.
I mean, they won, what, 2-3 games this year, and they're talking about a good season, basically, in Detroit. Now the team's on the up and up after winning 2 or 3 games. Like, you can't compare the two, especially when you have all the pieces that Dallas has, not just offensively, but defensively to help it out. You've got, I think, the future of the NFL in Micah Parsons, especially on the defensive side. He's going to be that special of a linebacker for a very long time in the National Football League. So to compare the talent and to compare really what they have, I think it's apples to oranges. But I kind of get what Tuna's trying to say is that, you know, maybe any of the hate that Stafford got while he was in Detroit shouldn't have been as heavy as it possibly was, because he didn't have everything around him. But now that he does, I doesn't automatically make him a top 5 quarterback in the league. But I mean, he's still, I'd say, upper half. I'd still put him in the top 16 quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Probably closer to 16 than 5, but
for Romo and Dak to be the 2 best quarterbacks since Aikman, yeah, I mean, that's obvious. Who are the other quarterbacks? I mean, Vinny, Carter, who else? There haven't really been that many others.
Andy Dalton played for a couple games.
Left. Yeah, Andy Dalton a little bit. Clint Sterner a few games. Yeah. You know. Anyway, and as far as the 3-point shooting, Charlie, look, it is an Achilles heel for this team. You're not going to come out with an 18-1 run to start the second half too often against an inferior opponent. I'm just saying, because once you get into February and you're playing, you know, Tennessee a couple of times, and you get LSU again and Kentucky and Auburn. I mean, these are some high-scoring teams in a lot of cases. And this is not a team that needs to hit 8, 9, 10 3-pointers, but look, an offer is something that quite often is going to get you an L. It's pretty rare to win a basketball game right now at any level without hitting a 3-pointer. And the other aspect of this, too, is, I mean, you did see somebody hit a giant 3-pointer near the end of the LSU game. It just came from somebody that doesn't shoot it very much in Jalen Williams. You know, and he's not a very accurate 3-point shooter. There are no accurate 3-point shooters on this team right now. Outside, let's see. The highest percentage for anybody that has shot more than 15 3-pointers.
JD
is Jackson Robinson at 32.5%.
And he didn't even play the other night.
Well, and every shot he takes is a 3-pointer.
Yeah.
So, you know, take that for what it's worth. Yeah, it is the Achilles heel for this team. The 3-point shooting can end up being something that costs you a game. But I also think that the strengths of this team are going to be reasons, and we've seen this the last couple of games, 3 in a row now, that their ability to control the paint, to stop the drive and not allow blow-bys, and rebound and score at the rim. These are reasons why they will win games.
They are, as long as they can keep the momentum and keep it going and control down and lock down the lane and continue to rebound at the clip that they have been these last few games. And as far as the streak, I know it's something cute. It's something fans like to, you know, look at. But like I said yesterday, it's in today's basketball, it's not like you've really done something that special since, you know, probably since the streak started in '89, when there were a lot more games won without making a 3. My entire life, the 3 has been a huge part of the game of basketball, to where, yeah, you made one, but you're almost supposed to. Like, it's not like you went out and did something spectacular every game for 30 years. Like, he just went out and played the game.
So I thought, I didn't realize that it was the third long. I'd seen the tweets, I mean, Hutch and a few other hosts, they race to be the first to say the streak lives whenever it hit. And you would think to yourself, all right, who cares? What's the big deal? And then you actually look it up. It's like, wow, third longest streak active? That's nuts. You wouldn't even think that would have been the case. But that is a long time, man. 1989, that streak's a lot older than you.
It is a lot older than me. It's over 5 years older than me, but I think, and before the streak ended, I couldn't have told you who the first two are. I think now I remember Villanova's one, and I don't know who the second one is because
UNLV.
I mean, it's not that.
I thought it was Duke and UNLV.
It might be. See, that's how little I kind of care about it because it's not.
Right.
You're not doing anything special. You're just playing the game.
It's a novelty.
It is.
It was a novelty streak, but it's okay. And now you don't have to worry about it. But watch, the tweets will come up again in the next game on Saturday. Somebody hits a 3. The streak begins. We'll see what happens if they can get another 33 years out of it. Will we be alive in 33 years to see the end of the next 3-point streak of Arkansas Razorback basketball?
I really hope so. I'd only be 60. I'd only be 33. I'd only be 60.
Man, I kind of hope I make it to 78. I don't know if I'll like what life is like at that age. We'll see. All right, we got to step aside. Bob Holt joining us next from the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Halftime Thursday. Don't go anywhere.
Well, yes, they call him the street. Likes to turn the other cheek. He's always making the news, wearing just his tennis shoes. Guess you could call him unique.
Hello, once again, everyone. Your Action News reporter.
Hardworking simplicity and serious durability. That's the winning combination you get when you pair a rugged Workmaster utility tractor with a Dura-Disc heavy-duty disc mower, both from New Holland and Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, and Bobcat of Northwest Arkansas. You'll maximize the tonnage of your hayfields by slicing a clean, close swath up to 10 foot 4 inches wide, all while operating in confidence and comfort with a Workmaster tractor with high visibility all-weather cab. Stop by Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, and Bobcat of Northwest Arkansas today to learn about this unstoppable New Holland team.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. Our #1 volume lure out of our 20 fishing brands is the Bobby Garland Baby Shad. We make them by the millions in our facility in Fort Smith, and the Baby Shad is without a doubt the #1 soft plastic crappie lure in the U.S. Fish it on a light jig head or underneath a float, and you'll find it's as productive as live bait. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Bobby Garland Baby Shad.
Head to toe, it's gotta be Jelco for hard work and the great outdoors.
With quality and price and comfort you like, and savings that you're looking for.
We've got the shoes and boots, steel toes too, outerwear and a whole lot more.
Head to toe, it's gotta be Jelco
for hard work and the great outdoors.
Growing up, my parents always encouraged me to do what's right, even if it wasn't easy. I'd always hear my mother's voice say, "Do the right thing." That stuck with me. Every day, just do the right thing. That's it. The rest takes care of itself.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe in doing the right thing for our customers and our communities.
Ask Shelter agent Phil Hicks about a free insurance review.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC wants to buy your vehicle, and they'll pay top dollar today. Pre-owned car values are at an all-time high, and your car is worth more today than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Buick GMC, and they will pay you more for your trade. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they will still buy yours. Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Whether you are visiting one of Arkansas's beautiful national parks, or traveling, or maybe just living the RV lifestyle, Breeden RV has everything you'll need to make your trip a successful one. We have new travel trailers starting at just $158 a month, all the way up to Class A, B, and C motorhomes, and fifth wheels from all the names you know and trust: Thor, Forest River, Coachman, Keystone, and more. Check out the great selection of pre-owned inventory, and we are actively looking to buy your RV as well. Have a safe and happy new year from your friends at Breeden RV. BreedenRVs.com.
Looking for a new propane heater? Right now, Metters Lumber True Value has a 30,000 BTU tank top propane heater for just $79.99 while supplies last. It features double burner heads that swivel independently and offers variable control for 18,000, 26,000, or 30,000 BTUs. Power up with this great bargain of the month and check out other ways to keep warm this winter at Metters Lumber True Value.
River City Bistro is Fort Smith's favorite place for lunch, dinner, and brunch. Open 7 days a week, both on the patio and cozy dining room. River City Bistro, locally owned and open weekdays 11 till 8, Saturdays 10 till 8, and Sundays 10 till 3. Want River City Bistro curbside to go? Just search on Facebook or Instagram for River City Bistro or go to rcbistro.com. River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
This is ESPN 95.3.
They were farm kids way down in Dixie, met in high school in the 60s. Everyone knew it was love from the start.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett. Want to jump in the conversation with the guys? Call or text into Halftime at 877-377-6963.
All right, we got Bob Holt, Arkansas Democrat Gazette, joining us here on Halftime. Always appreciate his time with us. Bob, what you got going on today? How are you?
Trying to stay warm.
Yeah, good luck with that, right? Well, I'm here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. It's like 50 degrees, so you can be a little jealous of me, I guess. Though it has been raining quite a while, and it's not snowing, though. Where to go first? Arkansas basketball. Let's get to basketball here. You were the first to ask Muss about his reasoning for why he ended up coaching the last game against South Carolina. A lot of it. We were all really surprised, but I guess when you think about it, and you think about Muss as a coach and what we know about him, it really isn't all that surprising that he decided to forego the pain pills, deal with the pain so that he could be on the bench, because I just don't think he likes being away from the team.
Yeah, I think ultimately as much pain as he's in with that shoulder, and he said it was basically like having a nail, in your shoulder. And even though the surgery obviously repairs the tears, it still takes time to recover. But I guess ultimately it's more painful for him to be away from the team and not coaching the team than it is to be, dealing with the shoulder pain. I say if it was me, I'd be popping those pain pills and, sleeping or doing whatever. I don't have a very high pain threshold. I don't think Eric obviously does. He coached several years ago with a torn Achilles, in his leg when he was coaching the Venezuelan team. But, I remember the release, and I always parse these words very carefully. I never wrote that he was going to miss at least 2 games. I wrote that he was expected to miss at least 2 games according to the news release, and I don't doubt that they were being as accurate as they could be. Eric said the other night, there was talk about missing anywhere from 2 to 6 games, So, but he clearly was tired after the game. I appreciate that he came in and talked to us. And it's funny when he sat down, if you'd have if I hadn't seen the game and somebody just said, well, judge if they won or lost based on the look on Eric's face when he comes in the presser, I would have thought they lost because he had a pained look on his face, I thought. And I kind of tried to listen. I said, hey, Eric, you guys won. Smile, and he did crack a smile. But I think that seriously speaks to how much pain he was feeling. And I appreciate the fact that he came in and talked to us. He didn't have to do that. But, I coached the team. He probably wanted to come in and talk to us, and by that he did his post-game radio show. By that he's obviously connecting with the fans and the readers and the listeners and all that. But, I'm impressed that he came back as fast as he did because he came back, much sooner, I think, than reasonably could have been expected. He did get clearance from his doctor, he said, I don't know if the doctor, said, well, I don't think you should do this. And Eric said, well, I want to do it. And, I don't know exactly what those conversations are like. Obviously, those are privileged between the patient and the doctor, I guess. But, he came back a lot faster than anybody could have reasonably expected.
I mean, that arm seems pretty well immobilized. That is one of his fist-pumping arms. I think he uses both of them normally and couldn't get that one out in the last game. It's all a matter of pain tolerance, I guess, And, you've seen this look on his face of what it looks like to lose so often of late that now with these last 3 games, I can understand the feeling that you must have had. It's like, look at his face, like, oh, it's the same look. But he's got to be exhausted. But now this team is winning games, so hopefully that's a little boost for Muss, and it is for everybody else. And, there's been a little too much focus, I think, on their lack of three-point shooting, and the fact that you win a game without hitting one of them, to me, says that you can win games without shooting three-pointers. I know down the line they're going to need to hit 5, 6 in a game or something like that, but right now I think we're just loving watching this team play defense and focus on their strengths, of which three-point shooting just isn't one of them.
Yeah, they've held their last 3 opponents to less than 60 points. That's very impressive in this day and age with the shot clock and the three-pointer. I know South Carolina's not an offensive juggernaut, but still, they held them to 6 of 27 in the second half and just won 3 when South Carolina shot threes pretty well. They locked that down the second half. But, they're playing real good defense. We can tell the strength of this team is taking the ball to the hole, driving, finishing at the rim, getting free throws. They hit 27 of 33 free throws. They're generally a good free throw shooting team. Jalen Williams had a great night shooting free throws, and he's obviously getting more involved offensively. He's always been a good rebounder, good passer. He's scored when it's there, but now he's looking, I think, to be more aggressive on offense, looking for a shot more, which I think is good to see. And, so this team's strength should be, defense, getting the ball inside, getting to the free throw line. I think that's their formula for winning. Obviously, they'd like to mix in some threes, but the fact they could beat an SEC team, I don't care who it is, like 16 without hitting the three is pretty impressive. And, I know they held Missouri down. Missouri the other night won at Ole Miss by 25 and shot almost 63%. So, and the game before Arkansas, they shot about 50% and scored 92 points and beating Alabama. So I don't think you can just say, well, Missouri's not that good, South Carolina's not that good. I know they're not Kentucky and Auburn, but they're SEC teams, and they've shot well against other teams and not shot well against Arkansas. So I think that tells you there Arkansas is playing pretty good defense.
Yeah, and on the defensive side, the guy that's really emerged as being one of those defensive leaders, especially the way that he takes the charge, has been Jalen Williams, and almost been a double-double machine throughout this 3-game winning streak. And but Bob, do you think when it comes to as far as a little bit past halfway point here into the season, who's more important for this team to succeed? And I think there's really only 2 options. Is it J.D. Notae, or has it been what Jalen Williams has done of late?
Well, if I'm Arkansas, I'd hate to have to win without either of them. Obviously, they didn't win at Mississippi State without J.D. I don't know if they would have won with him. I think it would have been a lot more interesting game, but it was obvious how much they need those guys. They both were in foul trouble in the first half, and Arkansas fell behind by 7, and then they really led the 18-1 charge out of the locker room that got them control of the game. But that's a tough question, because one guy does so much for him inside, and the other guy does so much for him, on the perimeter and driving the ball. I guess if I'm Arkansas, I don't want to play without either of them. But I think Jalen's probably playing a little bit better, but he needs somebody to get the ball to him. And so I would say J.D. Notae right now is probably their most important player, but Jalen Williams is right there with him. Just because, J.D. Handles the ball more, has the ball in his hands more, and he also, he doesn't take a lot of charges like Jalen does, but he gets a lot of steals and, good on-the-ball defender. So I'd say J.D. is probably their most valuable guy right now, but I certainly wouldn't argue with anybody who said Jalen Williams.
Mm-hmm. And Bob, the biggest news of the day, obviously, with Kendall Briles choosing to stay as the offensive coordinator at University of Arkansas, obviously none of us are in his head or we're in any of those talks or meetings that he could have had with family, agents, confidants or anything like that. But how tough a decision do you think it really was for Kendall, especially with everything he's got coming back on the offensive side of the ball next year and a possible Heisman runner, Heisman talented caliber guy in KJ Jefferson?
Yeah, unless Miami was throwing around just an incredible amount of money, I don't think it made much sense for him to leave Arkansas for Miami. And I'm not I haven't studied Miami's roster, but I do think in the long run it's probably easier for Miami, not easy, but easier for Miami to try to get the playoffs through the ACC than it is for Arkansas to try to get there through the SEC, simply because the SEC is a lot better than the ACC, in my opinion. I know Clemson had a bit of an off year. I know Pitt had a good year, and Wake had a good year. But right now, for all the offensive weapons Arkansas has back, with you allude to KJ Jefferson, the most important guy on the team, the quarterback, who had a really, really good year and is set to have an even better one. And good running back room. A lot of guys back on the O line. They obviously need to develop some new weapons at receiver. But I don't. Unless Kendall Briles and his family don't like living here, unless there was some. I know he was at Florida Atlantic earlier in his career with Lane Kiffin, and Miami. In some ways can be a great place to live, but also, the cost of living is a lot higher down there. It's not like if you're working in Miami, you're going to be spending every day on the beach. So if his family was happy here, I don't know why it would have made sense to go to Miami right now. With they're kind of in a rebuilding mode. Arkansas, and going into Sam Pittman's third season, looks like they've got things going now. Although certainly the SEC West is a bear. But I wouldn't have understood him going to Miami, honestly, if it had happened.
Bob, we got bad news from Arkansas baseball just before the show started. Peyton Paulette will miss the upcoming season because of UCL tear. He'll undergo Tommy John surgery. Now, I'm not asking you who's going to step into the role and how you think this affects the team, but I do think season-ending injuries, it's much better when it happens before the season. The lay of the land. It's like if you were going to be counting on Paulette for the first 5-6 weeks of the season and then he goes down, that's the kind of thing that can, kind of ruin a team as you try to build some momentum. So I'm trying to put a silver lining around it. It's an awful injury for Peyton, but for me it does feel like something that this team might be able to absorb.
Well, yeah, if it was going to happen, he can have the surgery. I have no idea when he would have the surgery, but at least he can have the surgery and start the rehab process sooner. So that's good for him individually, as awful as an injury is. And obviously it'd be a huge blow to any team because this guy was projected as a first-round draft pick, and he was going to be Arkansas's number one starter. But Arkansas does have a lot of talent. They've got a veteran coaching staff. I think they'll figure things out. They have, Jackson Wiggins, a very ultra-talented guy, and on paper he'd be probably next man up to be that Friday night starter. We don't know. They've got I know they brought in a lot of good freshman pitchers. You got some other, Connor Nolan. Maybe this is an opportunity for him. He's a guy that's been an SEC starter for him. You hope he's healthy. This might be an opportunity for him. Like I said, they've got some veteran guys and some young guys, and they've got a really good coaching staff. So I think they'll figure it out. You really feel terrible for Peyton, obviously, and it's not good for the team. But I still think Arkansas can have a really good season, and certainly you hope the surgery goes well for Peyton and he can bounce back and get healthy.
Well, hopefully he will. Well, it'll take more than a year to get there, and we'll see if he's a Razorback or if he's already been drafted by then. Bob, appreciate you, man. Good luck staying warm, and we'll talk next week.
Okay, you guys take care.
Appreciate it, Bob.
Bob Holt from the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette here on Halftime. Always appreciate him joining us on a Thursday. Hey, I want to remind you, they might be getting out soon to do some cold water bass fishing. Make sure you got the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. with you. That's the best lure to duplicate a small school of shad. You can work it from the top of the water column to the bottom. might be trying to win a bass tournament or just whoop up on a bunch of white bass and stripers, make sure that you have the Yumbrella Flash Mob Jr. It'll catch 'em. You'll find it at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LearnNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Yumbrella Flash Mob Jr. Any comments, any thoughts, any questions? 877-377-6963. We're going to wrap the first hour up right after this.
Needing your roof repaired? Ramos Roofing is a local company that has over 25 years of experience specializing in your residential or commercial roofing needs in the Oklahoma area. Ramos Roofing, a company you can trust, offering discounts to senior citizens, law enforcement, or healthcare workers, and assists in your insurance claims. Ramos Roofing, standing behind their work so you can stand under it. Call 479-420-9903. That's 420-9903. Ramos Roofing, working with you to build a better home.
Law's Drugstore in Fort Smith now has vaccinations available for ages 5 and up. Law's Drugstore has the Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, and Moderna vaccines. These vaccines are safe and effective in preventing severe cases of COVID. Call 452-6116 to schedule your appointment or stop by Law's Drugstore, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drugstore opens 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
Hi, folks. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources. I'm so excited to be starting our 30th year of helping folks drive better in the River Valley. With tens of thousands of vehicles sold, we've learned a few things about what our customers want when they're buying a nicer, newer car and what kind of service they expect after the sale. That's why we have a non-commissioned sales staff, Rath Road Ready Used Cars, and one of the top Meineke car care centers in the nation. But we understand you still want to save money when you buy. That's why this month you can save up to $3,800 below retail on the biggest inventory of Rath Road Ready vehicles we've had in over 2 years. Plus, with used cars still hard to find, we're giving up to $2,100 above fair value for your trade-in. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in our Meineke Car Care Center with half-off brakes and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. What a great time to save and start driving better today with Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
Start your 2022 with a splash and save $5,000 off a fiberglass in-ground pool from Burton Pools and Spas. Hi, Tommy Kraft here from my friends at Burton's. There's no better way to start 2022 than planning the backyard of your dreams with a fiberglass in-ground pool from Burton Pools and Spas. And for a limited time, the first 15 customers that respond to this ad save up to $5,000 off their fiberglass in-ground pool. This offer will probably not last through the month, so you better hurry to Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith and save $5,000 off a fiberglass in-ground pool. Invest in your family and the backyard of your dreams at Burton Pools and Spas. In Springdale, just off I-49 at the 412 exit, and on Zero Street in Fort Smith, and always online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas. They are your source for backyard fun.
COVID-19 cases are spreading across the state. Safe, effective, and free COVID vaccines are now readily available for all Arkansans ages 5 and up. Booster shots are also available for fully vaccinated people 12 and above. The vaccines are highly effective at preventing severe COVID. That means helping keep you from being hospitalized or even dying. Get vaccinated to protect yourself, your family, and your community. Learn more at healthy.arkansas.gov. This message brought to you by the Arkansas Department of Health.
For a limited time, Art's Barbecue and Burgers is serving up some great combo platters with all your favorite choices from Art's. Ribs and brisket, catfish and brisket, pulled pork and brisket, plus catfish and ribs. And you can add a hot link, sausage, or 2 tamales to any of the combo platters. Make your combo plate any way you want it to be. And don't forget, every Friday night is all-you-can-eat catfish at Art's. Art's Barbecue and Burgers, Rogers Avenue next to Buddy's in Fort Smith. Real smoked barbecue.
This is ESPN 95.3.
I dig it. Go coolin' at a bar, and I'm looking for some action. But like Mick Jagger said, I can't get no satisfaction. The girls are all around, boy, sure none of them wanna get with me. My threads are fresh and I'm looking deaf. Yo, what's up, what LOC? The girls was all jocking.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Follow the guys on Twitter at PhilElsonPXP, at Matt Travis, and at DBarrett36. Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett.
Yeah, I love CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers at both their Fayetteville and Russellville locations. When I lived at The Rock and I was driving up to Fayetteville for Arkansas events, I'd always stop in Russellville. I mean, then you get to eat a great cheeseburger and fries on the rest of the drive. And, hey, it's portable, fits in one hand. But I also have great news that CJ's Butcher Boys seasoned patties are now being sold in Harps. And Harps grocery stores, along with the seasoning. It's perfect for making Arkansas's best burger at home. And you can use the seasoning on anything else that you want. At CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers, they got a great app. You can order at the Fayetteville location at the CJ Butcher Boy Burger app. You can give them a call, Fayetteville, 479-249-9989. In Russellville, 479-968-2300. That's CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers. When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best. They might even put a little funky cold Medina in your cup if you ask them nicely. Never knew exactly what that tasted like. Never drank it before.
And the
Have
tune,
you ever tried any of that?
The tune to this song, it's basically Wild Thing. It's like he had basically the same song twice. What made me think about this song, though, I was watching Uncle Buck the other night, and when Uncle Buck goes into the little grade school to talk to the vice principal, that Wild Thing's playing, and because of that, I thought, oh, you know, Funky Cole Medina's a cool song, too.
You're going to hate me. I haven't seen Uncle Buck yet.
Oh, no.
What streaming service did you watch it on?
I think it was on the Sundance channel.
I don't know. I guess I could probably get that one for free from somebody.
Just put it on the list along with Funny Farm and whatever.
I watched Funny Farm yesterday.
Yeah.
I watched it yesterday.
You did?
I did.
So you know
It was
what
okay.
lamb fries are now.
Yeah, I mean, the movie itself was okay. I mean, I didn't hate it.
That scene was as good as we tried to tell you, I think.
It was. Especially how excited he was to break the record. To get to 30, and then he gets 31, she puts the one up, and he spits it out, and she goes, oh, well, just wipes it off.
You understand, that movie was a Chevy Chase vehicle. He was such a huge star at that point. And that was one of the movies that kind of like almost, it was a popular movie, but it wasn't, I don't know if it got quite as popular as it might have been expected. And that was kind of the top of the thing for him.
I mean, there's a few ha-ha moments, but it wasn't funny. I mean, when I watch a Chevy Chase movie, I want to be rolling laughing from immature jokes like that you get from the vacation movies.
You want the slapstick
from
Chevy.
from Caddyshack type of Chevy. I
Then
want that Chevy.
Don't watch The Invisible Man. Phil, did you ever see this movie?
Yeah, that's not going to... Don't put that one on your... Put that on the list that you're not going to watch. The one that you run over with your car.
But, I mean...
Uncle Buck needs to be on the list.
Uncle Buck, I will double star it. I'll watch it.
You know,
today.
it was because of Macaulay Culkin in Uncle Buck that John Hughes saw him and then made Home Alone.
Oh.
He's like,
That's Macaulay Culkin's first movie?
Yeah, his first famous line was, "That's what I do. I'm a kid."
Yeah, I'm a kid. That's my job.
Oh, I see. You got to get these things right when you're going to quote these '80s movies. So I mean, we brought it up with Bob. We got a couple of minutes to discuss this here. Kendall Briles chooses Arkansas. Did we all see this coming?
Yes,
Did anybody
100%.
really think that the Miami Hurricanes were going to hire him away? I did not. I don't know a lot of other people that did. If they weren't Miami fans or Miami boosters, it's just not as attractive of an everything right now other than Arkansas. The only thing that they have right now going for them there against Arkansas is the freaking beach and the weather and all of that. And I don't think coaches take jobs because the beach is nearby.
No, I don't think you do either. And because, I mean, realistically, it's not like you're going to be spending a lot of time at the beach in general. You're going there to work. I mean, I know people that moved to Florida and, yeah, they were like, oh, I can't wait to go to the beach every weekend. They've been like 6 times and they've lived there for like 2-3 years. So it's, yeah, the beach is great, but it's not like it's a driving selling point because it's something that you're going to constantly be doing. And when it comes to the Miami program, just the state that it is in and just sports in Miami in general. You know, I talked about yesterday how I'm a notorious Miami hater of sports and possibly the city altogether, even though I've never been. But it's just, it didn't make any sense from a career move to a, what's right now move type of thing. I don't think that it would set him up for a Power 5 head coaching job any better than it would him staying at Arkansas. And if you talk to some people from around the Miami area and people that follow Miami sports, like Mike Ryan, apparently he works on the Dan Levitard show. He says that the offer wasn't even legit, that he never actually got offered by Miami. But Broyles
then you know
really
what that
wanted
is? That's
the job.
Jimmy Sexton.
Yeah.
That's the agent.
That's what it is. His exact tweet was Briles was never offered the Miami job, and CAA wanted Miami to so they could leverage it for a raise in loyalty cloud at Arkansas. Miami never offered it, and they leaked an offer anyways. Briles really wanted to go to Miami for what it's worth. So if there wasn't an offer, how could he have really wanted to go? How do you really want something that's not real?
That's the whole idea of the media being used for negotiations. You never know what to believe when it comes down to that. The other thing too, I don't want to live in Miami. The traffic, the blue hairs driving, and the crazy people driving at 50,000 miles per hour. And honestly, it might be a really fun place, but it ain't the place that I'd want to go live.
I've been to Boca. That's about 45 minutes north of Miami. I'd move there. It's a lot quieter.
It's all going to be underwater in about 40 years anyway.
Exactly.
So, we happen to live in the perfect place for climate change in
No
Northwest
water.
Arkansas, if you ask me. All right, into the second hour of halftime after this. Stay with us.
This is a special announcement for residents of Ozone, Oark, Lake Ludwig, Harmony, Mount Vernon, areas north and west of Clarksville. Wave Rural Connect is coming to you. The Clarksville Zone is opening on December 9th, bringing big city internet to rural Johnson County. Fiber internet, TV, and phone provided by Arkansas Valley Electric, a local company serving local residents. Visit waveruralconnect.com for more. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedures for you and your family. From general dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics, Dr. Bo Sparkman and Dr. Brogan give all of their patients better lives with a better smile, more confidence, and a comfortable experience every time. Riley Farm Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit RileyFarmDental.com.
Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer opens like every other seltzer, pours like every other seltzer, but it's not like every other seltzer. USDA certified organic, no added sugar, and low cal, so you've never seen another seltzer quite like it. And with new refreshing flavors like black cherry and watermelon strawberry, you've never tasted one like it either. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, as real as it tastes. Enjoy responsibly, not a low-calorie food. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
With COVID numbers continuing to climb, if you're in need of a new or a pre-owned vehicle but just don't feel comfortable about getting out and shopping in person, well, Randall Ford wants to remind you that we care and we want your business. You can shop us online at randallford.com. We can call you, fill out all of the paperwork over the phone, get you financed, sanitize that new or pre-owned vehicle, and deliver it to your home. It's as simple as that. We want your business at Randall Ford.
When you want beer, you go to a bar. When you want top-shelf spirits, wines, handcrafted cocktails, and cigars, in an atmosphere benefiting a destination, you go to 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. Try our new menu items including fish and chips, classic club sandwiches, Caesar and Cobb salads, or stick to your favorites, dine in or carry out. Enjoy our state-of-the-art air filtration system. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith. Doors open at 4 Tuesday through Saturday.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Sunny and cold today. Our high temperatures this afternoon, mid-20s north, mid-30s south, with wind chill readings making it feel much colder. Clear skies and overnight low close to 8 degrees north, mid-teens further south, and then sunny skies, highs in the 30s on Friday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Come Get You Some, Arkansas's premier off-road superstore. Call 782-MUD today.
It's fast. It's exciting.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3. Live from the Busch Light Studios.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here.
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
And this one belongs to the Razorbacks.
Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
Fans are amazing. It is lit down here on the sideline.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Here come the students. Oh, here come the students. They're coming from the south end, and this one has been a long time brewing.
I have been waiting for this moment for a long time.
Judging by the sound of it, so has everyone else.
Hey, hold on. It's almost halftime.
Hour number 2, halftime Thursday. Danny West will join us at the bottom of the hour. So you got any? I know you got the recruiting questions. We've already had plenty of them come in on our text line. So we're putting them in the bank. We're saving them back pocket. Yeah, we'll ask everyone. Well, as many as we can within a 12 to 15 minute segment with Danny West.
Let's
so
rephrase
you got
that.
29 minutes to get those.
We'll ask the good ones. So if you don't hear yours asked, well
then
might not have been. You need to work harder.
Yeah.
Good effort, good try. Come back tomorrow with something better.
No, all the questions asked by our listeners are tremendous questions. It's the ones asked by the goofy hosts that you got to worry about.
Yeah, it's us.
There's not stupid questions, just stupid people that ask them.
That's right.
That is also
true. Does anybody tell you some? Does anybody ever ask you a question and they say, "I got a stupid question"? And ask you, you always have to answer with, "Well, then I got a stupid answer."
I mean, that's the only way to answer a stupid question. There are stupid questions. There are.
Text them to us. 877-377-6963.
There are stupid questions. I will never believe that fact of the teachers, and I'm sure everybody else had the teachers every year of school growing up. Don't be afraid to ask questions. There's no such thing as a stupid question. If you don't know, raise your hand and ask. That is a lie. There are stupid questions, especially when somebody has just explained something 7 times and the rest of the class all gets it. And that one person just raises their hand again. You're just like, you son of a...
Well, what if you weren't paying attention?
Well, then that's their fault. Then guess what? They get to mess up on the assignment. Just like you're going to mess up on the segue, whatever we're going to talk about, because you weren't paying attention.
That's exactly right. No, I see. I'm in the hotel lobby where Arkansas women's basketball.
I thought you were supposed to go there after the show.
Oh, you're right. No, I'm in the hotel lobby. The team just walked by, and they were giving me a look. They're going to the shoot-around, and I'm thinking they're looking at me like something's wrong. They usually see me with this headset courtside, not in the lobby. But I didn't want to be up in the room today. Figured this would be a better place. All right, so we got a women's basketball game tonight. You got a men's basketball game on Saturday. And women's basketball may be getting back one of the really important players for the Hogs. And Erin Barnum is on the trip. I believe she is expected to play tonight.
That's good.
So there is one of the missing pieces. She's missed, I'll look at my notes here because it has been a rather lengthy amount of time. She's missed 8 games. And, now you've got as long as she's back at full strength, and this will be the first game back. You remember, I don't know if it's the exact same injury that Justin Smith dealt with last year, but it's somewhat similar, being a knee injury. And remember, it did take Justin a couple of games to really get his footing back and everything that he was able to do in game shape, so to speak. Practice shape and game shape are 2 different things. But this, to me, feels like it could be the same kind of boost for the women's basketball team that you got from Justin, because Erin is a very good defender, plays such an incredibly important position for this team specifically as their banger when it comes to playing defense. And we've seen Emery Ellis, we've seen Jersey Wolfenbarger, we've seen Destiny Oberg step into that role on a defensive side and hold their own in some cases. But Erin's got the experience necessary to play, in this league, It's not that those other players don't, but they're just inexperienced. So getting her back today is going to be big, and getting an opportunity for the women's basketball team to get back in the win column after one of those not moral victories, but a good performance against the number one team in the country on Sunday. That's 4 losses in the last 5 games. But now the team, as long as Erin is on the floor tonight, is built the way that it was expected to be built. But it's kind of funny. It was, the injury with Justin Smith last year was only, what was that, 2-3 games he missed?
Something like that.
Maybe it wasn't quite as severe as Erin's injury, but I do remember, we thought Erin Barnum might be out 6 to 8 weeks, and she's more on the 5 to 6 week being out time frame. So I guess she heals quicker than most.
Yeah, and ultimately, this is a real turnaround moment. Alabama's lost 4 in a row, and we've seen a team already in Arkansas and that wears a Razorback across the chest lose 4 out of 5, and they've kind of turned it around at this point. They're looking pretty good, so hopefully they can do it on the women's side.
Some of these questions did come in here, and I guess we asked for questions. We didn't ask specifically for sports questions or good questions involving sports. Jason asks about going down the road in a canoe, then one of your wheels falls off. How many pancakes does it take to get to roof a doghouse? Wow, that's a good question,
85.
Jason.
It depends on whose canoe it is.
I guess so. It's one of those questions that I wish I would have read before reading it live on the air. Mike asked about how much wood can a woodchuck chuck if the woodchuck is in the desert.
There's no wood in the desert.
That's one that's really going to tie your...
See, that's not a stupid question. These are intellectual conversations.
Is it a woodchuck or a groundhog? These are the same animal as far as I know. Isn't it a groundhog in the north and it's a woodchuck in the south? Or is that a possum and an opossum? I think the possum without the O is a possum in the southern hemisphere. You put the O in front of
it's
possum.
It's the same animal, though,
northern,
right?
It's the same, yeah, but it's not spelled the same.
Where's the jack from?
It's the whole idea. Things are different in the southern hemisphere, Drew. The toilet water swirls in the opposite direction when you're on the other side of the world.
That's
it's
not
true. Well, I've only seen video of this. I've not done it myself.
So it swirls counterclockwise?
Allegedly.
I mean, guess.
It is weird in the other hemisphere. It's summer right now in Australia. That's kind of weird. Just due to the fact that they're below the equator. So, I get there are weird things out there as far as,
the rain comes from the ground over
there. Rain does not come from the ground.
Jacob asks if mayonnaise is an instrument. I think mayonnaise would work very well.
Is not an instrument.
No, mayonnaise would work very well as a lubrication on a violin.
It's a reference. It's a reference to SpongeBob there, Phil.
Oh, but seriously, you wipe mayonnaise on your bow and play. And
it could.
I think it would work. I think it might work. You might actually, I don't know. You might actually cook the mayonnaise, and then it would smell really nice inside your concert hall. We're here to help you with really good ideas, Jacob.
So far, we really haven't had a stupid question.
No, these are stupid questions, but we're giving stupid answers. So it's these things work together. They really do work together.
Go back.
Paul's teaching you here about the equator, and the commode will go in the opposite direction. See, it's all about, I guess, the
gravity,
the gravitational pull of the poles, and all of that kind of stuff. Who
There's
knew?
magnets
Who
involved
knew?
somewhere too, because magnetational pull. I don't know. Science.
It's a miracle.
Magic. Wizardry. I don't know. How does radio work? Magic. I don't know. I've been working in this business for almost 10 years. I have no idea actually how most of this stuff works. I have a good theory. I have a basic understanding of how it all works. But could I sit and give you a lecture and a step-by-step of how my voice gets from this studio in Barling to your car or your computer anywhere in the natural state or across the world? No, I couldn't. It's magic. That's all it is.
I'm constantly following Drew around and fixing things that he's accidentally messed up. One day, just randomly, a computer monitor just quits working. Well, he had rolled over it with his chair and it was unplugged.
I just thought the magic ran out.
It just quit working.
I thought the fairy that was living inside the big box.
Out of energy.
She ran out of energy and she needed to take a break or she died.
So
we needed a new fairy.
Brandon wants to know if Nickelback plays a concert in the woods and no one hears it, does it still suck?
Don't be hating on Nickelback.
Come on, man.
Well, Nickelback's going to like their own music.
Whether they're a minute
Nickelback
or not.
if Nickelback's the only one who hears their own music, they're going to like it. So therefore, the music doesn't suck at that moment.
That is very true.
We're just thinking logic here. And Jamie May, we asked for questions, not tongue twisters. These are two totally different things. So I don't know if I can answer that question because I don't think I can say those things either. All right, let's take the break in a moment, and we'll get into some sports stuff after this. We're brought to you by Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, Bobcat of Northwest Arkansas as well. Get out to see the new RF Series fixed round chambers from New Holland. Simple, tough, and affordable. They'll make it easy to create quality bales in a wide range of conditions. These are the perfect choice for smaller livestock farms, sundowners, grower lifestylers. They help you choose from 3 models. They got one for 4x4 bales, 2 of them for 4x5 bales. And make sure to ask about the 0% financing offers or choose cash discounts. It's modern productivity, proven simplicity with RF Series round balers. Call or come by Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, and Bobcat of Northwest Arkansas today. At halftime, it's 877-377-6963. We will come right back.
This is a special announcement for residents of Ozone, Oark, Lake Ludwig, Harmony, Mount Vernon, areas north and west of Clarksville. Wave Rural Connect is coming to you. The Clarksville Zone is opening on December 9th, bringing big city internet to rural Johnson County. Fiber internet, TV, and phone provided by Arkansas Valley Electric, a local company serving local residents. Visit waveruralconnect.com for more. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
When you want beer, you go to a bar. When you want top-shelf spirits, wines, handcrafted cocktails, and cigars, in an atmosphere benefiting a destination, you go to 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. Try our new menu items including fish and chips, classic club sandwiches, Caesar and Cobb salads, or stick to your favorites, dine in or carry out. Enjoy our state-of-the-art air filtration system. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith. Doors open at 4 Tuesday through Saturday.
Frank Row Furniture is having a New Year's sale the whole month of January. Even little Marley has been running around the store marking down prices.
You better hurry before they catch me.
Frank Row Furniture is family owned, has in-store no credit check financing, and service after the sale. Frank Row Furniture, 405 4th Street, Barling, Arkansas.
Let's see the mouse.
The temperatures may be cooling down, but at Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas, the deals are still red hot. Whether you are enjoying one of over 50 state parks or tailgating with your favorite team, Wheels has the right RV to help you enjoy fall in the natural state. And at Wheels RV, every new unit comes with a lifetime warranty. So get out to Wheels and see why they were voted best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Get the best value, service, and TV locally with personal service from WOW World of Wireless, your neighborhood professional Dish authorized retailer. Stop in and ask us about the Hopper 3, Dish's most advanced DVR that delivers a premium viewing experience. Tired of running out of DVR space? With the Hopper 3, you can record up to 2,000 hours of your favorite programming and watch your very own favorite channels and DVR recordings anywhere you go on your phone or tablet. Call now. WOW World of Wireless. 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474 for more details. Or online at shopwownow.com. World of Wireless is located at 601 Church Street in Barling next to Frank Row Furniture. That's 601 Church Street in Barling. Come see us at our new location.
Monthly equipment fees and other restrictions apply. Recording hours vary. 2,000 hours based on SD programming. Remote viewing requires internet connection and compatible mobile device.
COVID-19 cases are spreading across the state. Safe, effective, and free COVID vaccines are now readily available for all Arkansans ages 5 and up. Booster shots are also available for fully vaccinated people 12 and above. The vaccines are highly effective at preventing severe COVID. That means helping keep you from being hospitalized or even dying. Get vaccinated to protect yourself, your family, and your community. Learn more at healthy.arkansas.gov. This message brought to you by the Arkansas Department of Health.
You know what that alligator would say? After eating me, I just had a bite of the youngest sports talk radio host in Arkansas.
I loved your guys' intro. Got me all fired up. Long-time listener, listen to you guys every day. Been listening since day one.
Because you know what BOAT stands for, right? Bust out another 1,000. That was good Lord, man.
I'm trying to get rid of this moth.
Well, can we do it sometime other in the middle of the segment?
Don't miss the Morning Rush. Weekdays from 6 till 9. Only on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com. This is ESPN 95.3. Find us on 99.5 and 1290 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith in the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs in Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett.
Drew demanded playing more Nickelback. I said, no, we need to play
just
a song
one
that's
more.
Awesome.
Just Rockstar, come on. Come
This
on.
is so much better. If you can't get into a groove listening to the Whispers and Rocksteady, then you have no ability to groove whatsoever.
I mean, I'm feeling it. I'm getting into it.
Pretty groovy, Drew.
And by the way, if you do ask questions about which came first, the chicken or the egg, on our text line, you get what you deserve on our answer. I'm not going to say that answer on the air. 877-377-6963. Also, questions about who's going to have a girlfriend. We'll get, kind of the same kind of thing. We're having fun today on the text line. A little more than usual. All right. Arkansas baseball will be without Peyton Paulette. The sky's not falling.
No.
Not yet. We haven't even thrown a darn pitch yet. Nobody's played a game yet. Practice hasn't started yet. The lay of the land is now in front of this baseball team, at least for the pitching staff. And so, this is what you're facing. Kevin Kopps, Patrick Wicklander, Peyton Paulette, Lyle Lockhart, and Caleb Bolden were 1 through 5 innings pitched for Arkansas baseball last year. They're no longer Razorbacks. Kopps is in the pros, so is Wick. Lockhart's pitching in the pros. Paulette's injured. Bolden is, I forget where it was he transferred. And then even if you go a little farther down, you got Caden Monk ranked 7th in innings pitched, and he's in the professional ranks. Zebulon Vermillion returns as the biggest innings eater from last year at 40 1/3 innings. It does take quite a few more innings to get through a college baseball season. So last year, Arkansas pitchers threw 558 innings, and the biggest number of any of the returners is 40 1/3 in Zebulon Vermillion. So look, I understand if baseball fans for this team right now feel like the sky is falling because you are reading online from Kendall Rogers, from this media member, from that media member, that Arkansas just lost their Friday night starter. No, they didn't.
Don't listen to them.
He did. Well, he did. We didn't even have a Friday night game yet. It is not a foregone conclusion that Peyton Paulette was in as the Friday night starter. Did he have the best stuff of guys on the weekend? Probably so. Doesn't mean he was going to be the Friday night guy. I happen to think Connor Nolan was going to be the Friday night guy to start this season. We'll see what would have happened after that. But again, it's like you have somebody that was trying to rest through a partial sprain, which is a partial tear of a ligament, and just that knowledge alone made me nervous about Peyton's ability to get through a full college baseball season healthy. I would rather him be injured now than in April or May, like last year when you started to count on him a little bit. This is, if there was to be a season-ending injury for anybody that you were hoping to count on this year, this was the time for it to happen. So the sky is not falling. There are pitchers that can step into this role. Hagen Smith. You haven't seen Hagen Smith pitch yet unless you watched in the fall series. This kid is a left-handed Peyton Paulette. To put it mildly, he is a left-handed Peyton Paulette. He can pitch at that level. Matter of if he's going to throw strikes and command his stuff. That's the same for anybody. Jackson Wiggins consistently throws harder than Peyton Paulette. It's straight. It doesn't mean it's always going to be straight. He's working on secondary pitches. If he gets a little movement on that fastball, if he figures out command of the changeup a little bit more, watch out for Jackson Wiggins. And I think Connor Nolan is going to be a big-time pitcher for this Arkansas team this year just because he's healthy. So the sky's not falling. I'm not going to let it.
It's not falling, and by any means would it, just because of this one news. And, you got to take a step back. I know the initial news and your initial reaction is, oh, no, what are we going to do? You're going to lose so many games because this pitching staff is so not really underperformed, hasn't performed at all. You don't really know what you're getting out of a lot of these guys. Well, that's kind of how all college baseball players are at one time or another. I mean, nobody really knew what they were getting out of Kevin Costner when he first stepped on campus. Nobody knew what you were going to get as far as a guarantee from 99.9% of players at Division I or lower, or any level of baseball, because you don't know what you have until you see it. You don't know how well their command, their control is going to be until you see it. You don't know how nasty their stuff is going to be against live hitters until you see it. So instead of saying that the sky is falling and the season's over before the season's even begun, let's just take a step back, wait about a month until the season starts, to at least get through the first series with Illinois State, and let's evaluate. Let's see what we got. And ultimately, you can't even really evaluate after one weekend series because you're going to need multiple games from each pitcher to really see what you have and how consistent they can be. So let's at least get through February, and then we can evaluate what this pitching rotation is going to look like.
I remember thinking Keaton McKinney, who was a freshman All-American in 2015. He missed all of 2017. You were hoping he would come back and be a guy that could help lead the pitching staff in 2018. Now, that staff already had an established starter in Blaine Knight, and Isaiah Campbell had pitched the year before, too. Neither of them were great the year before, but they had already made it through a college season and made it through healthy. And Keaton went down at the start of the season, and the pitching staff did not miss a beat. It's a different situation, though, but it also does show you that you can lose a pitcher early in the season. If you have depth on that pitching staff, you can paper over it and still be just fine. I think there's enough depth there. Look, like Friday night starter has the same impact on a game as maybe a quarterback does, right?
Yeah.
You lose a quarter. If KJ Jefferson goes down and needs Tommy John surgery 3 weeks before the season in August next year, cancel the plans for the bowl game, right? That's the way you would look at it. Because there's one quarterback on a field and you play once a week.
It's different.
You lose. Yeah, it's way different. I mean, this is Peyton Paulette was not going to throw all 558 innings for Arkansas this next year.
I mean, Kevin Kopps attempted to last year, but most of the time, nobody's going to do that.
Well, and I think that's also that's got to be a thing in fans' mind that makes them nervous for this upcoming season. Because I remember saying a lot of the same stuff 12 months ago. There's depth on this pitching staff. There's arms. We just need to see that they can throw strikes and this and that. And it didn't happen for everybody, but it did happen for Kevin Kopps. It happened for Patrick Wicklander for the most part, and here and there Caden Monk. But
it'll happen to some of these guys too.
I think it will. I think it will. And the other aspect of this too is the schedule is not all that difficult for the first 6 weeks. You don't play any team that's ranked in D1 baseball's top 25, preseason top 25, outside of Stanford until I think the 7th week of the season.
And that's Stanford a one game, right? It's not a series.
It's one game. They're number 8. It's the second weekend of the season. Even in the SEC, you're opening with Mizzou and Kentucky, and they're probably the bottom feeders in the other division this season. So, you're not facing the best hitters. It's an opportunity hopefully for the pitchers that get these opportunities to develop some confidence moving forward. And then you're going to be facing the really good hitters in this league and in this country, like the Rebels and the Bulldogs and and LSU, A&M, and by then confidence really matters a lot.
Yeah. And you'll have a lot of it built up by then.
I'm not trying to tell you that Peyton's injury is a good thing for this team. I'm just saying it happened at the right time, and there are other pitchers available who can pick up the slack.
You're just trying to tell him to breathe. Calm down.
And that's a difficult thing to do, to breathe. We get a text in here about Heston Toll. You're exactly right. Heston is one of those pitchers, Jackson, that has the stuff. And we saw last year also, I think, the confidence in his stuff to throw strikes on a routine basis. And, yeah, I think his role is going to increase. I think Zach Morris's role is going to increase. Hard-throwing left-hander who pitched really well in the Cape. It's just a matter of, when you get that opportunity, take it, run with it, and don't waste that opportunity because it's going to be there for him. All right, we'll take the break in a moment. Brought to you by Wave Rural Connect. Live right now in the Clarksville zone, covering areas south of, areas north and west of Clarksville, Ozone, Oark, Lake Ludwig, Harmony, Mount Vernon, and the areas in between. So if you live in those areas and you're a member of Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and you hate your terrible overpriced internet, well, get Wave Rural Connect. It's the best choice for fastest internet, period. Internet starts at $49.95 per month. Give them a call at 833-4WAVE-RC or go online to signup.waveruralconnect.com. That's Wave Rural Connect and Arkansas Valley Electric, changing the communities they serve. Danny West joining us from 24/7 Sports after this.
Now I'll be thinking of you. I'll dream of you, dear, every night. Somehow you wouldn't let me love you. The things we might have done to say. Instead of being blue and lonely, well now I just think I'll go away.
See more and do more in a new 300 Series compact track loader from New Holland. Its industry-leading 360-degree visibility is truly something to see at Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, and Bobcat in Northwest Arkansas. With its reverse camera and 8-inch multifunction LCD display, super boom lift technology, rock-solid stability, and redesigned controls, you'll work with greater speed, safety, and precision. Maximum productivity starts with a clear view. Stop by Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, and Bobcat in Northwest Arkansas today and see how a new 300 Series compact track loader helps you do more.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. Our #1 volume lure out of our 20 fishing brands is the Bobby Garland Baby Shad. We make them by the millions in our facility in Fort Smith, and the Baby Shad is without a doubt the #1 soft plastic crappie lure in the U.S. Fish it on a light jig head or underneath a float, and you'll find it's as productive as live bait. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Bobby Garland Baby Shad.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC is the River Valley's truck superstore. No one has a bigger selection of new and pre-owned trucks. If you need a regular cab work truck, Harry has them, and the biggest selection you'll find anywhere. Over 60 full-size pre-owned trucks are in stock now, and over 250 pre-owned vehicles are on the lot. And for the first time in 90 days, new 2021 trucks are on the ground. When the other dealers don't have it, Harry does. The area's truck superstore, Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Would printing from your phone or tablet make your life easier? Are you emailing files to yourself so that you can print them from your desktop or laptop? The Xerox VersaLink and AltaLink lines of network printers and multifunction printers will natively print using your phone's built-in capabilities. Apple AirPrint and Google Cloud Printing just work. To order yours today, give us a call at 783-6600 or visit dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Head to toe, it's gotta be Gelco for hard work and the great outdoors.
With quality and price and comfort you like, and savings that you're looking for.
We've got the shoes and boots, steel toes too, outerwear and a whole lot more.
Head to toe, it's gotta be Gelco
for hard work and the great outdoors.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Ask Shelter Insurance agents Ted McAvoy in Greenwood or Jeff Clark in Fort Smith about a free insurance review.
First Western Bank. We are more than just a bank. We are your partner for all your financial services. First Western has real professionals with years of experience in banking, mortgage, insurance, and investments. From financial services to personal and business insurance to investment products, mortgages, and small business banking. First Western with locations throughout Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley and online at firstwestern.com. Exceptional financial services all in one place. First Western Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
TGI Fridays is the best place in Fort Smith for food, fun, and football. Your locally owned TGI Fridays in Fort Smith has your favorite beers on tap. And Thursday through Sunday, all drafts are just $2. Fridays is the best place to watch football with plenty of TVs so you won't miss a second of the action while enjoying famous Fridays appetizers like the loaded potato skins or Friday's signature whiskey glazed sliders. It's food, fun, and football with $2 drafts Thursday through Sunday at your locally owned TGI Fridays at I-540 and Rogers in Fort Smith.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Thursday, and Danny, I know you got a crazy schedule going on, man, and a lot of prospects coming in to visit potentially, so appreciate you making time for us. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Phil. I appreciate you working around my schedule this week again. It has been busy on my end, a lot of recruiting and transfer portal action going on, so yeah, it's that time of year, and I guess that's the new norm now. We're gonna keep seeing the month of January continue to be super busy, especially with the transfer portal now. So yeah, I appreciate you.
Well, and the portal, I saw Trey's piece on Hog Sports that you need to get online and get a look at. It's worth your subscription. Trying to make the point that the transfer portal has been and probably will be a net positive for Arkansas football moving forward because, yeah, I mean, you're going to hate seeing, and this won't happen every year, but you hate seeing, four-year players like Brooks and Fouché go to play for a hated rival like LSU. But look at some of the players that already have committed to Arkansas that you would have never had a chance coming out of high school. Jackson, Hasselwood, Sanders. So right now, it's a net positive for Arkansas. Do you think that will be the case moving forward?
You would like to think so. I mean, I remember 2 weeks ago, it just seemed like everybody was down in the dumps, the program, the sky is falling, just cancel the program, everything's going downhill. And suddenly you look up and they brought in 5, 4 of which who were considered by and large some of the top targets in the transfer portal throughout college football. I mean, Drew Sanders could have gone anywhere in the country. Same deal for Jaden Hazelwood and Landon Jackson, Dwight McGlothern. I'm not sure it's so much the case for the quarterback, the walk-on addition, Cade Fortin. But, he's a quality guy. He adds some depth to the quarterback room, and they needed that. So 5 really good ones, and really what did you lose? A couple of guys that started on defense. For, the last 2 or 3 years, yeah, they were quality SEC players. You knew what you were getting with them. But, I mean, I think if you could make a trade for, let's just think about those 2 position groups in particular. If you can trade Joe Fouché and Greg Brooks for potentially a duo of Dwight McGlothern and this Latavius Brenny, the latest guy from Georgia who was up here earlier this week for a visit, I think you make that trade all day. No disrespect to Joe or Greg. They were fine players here. But that's a trade you make all day, and then you throw on top of that Drew Sanders, Landon Jackson, absolutely. So Trey makes a good point. I'm not sure it's always going to be that way. I mean, at some point, sure, you're probably going to lose more than you take in, but we've yet to see that. So far, they have been on the net positive side of it.
So I know Brini, the Georgia safety. I mean, he started 11 games for the national champions, and so much of the focus on that Georgia team was on the front seven. The secondary was just fine as well. I mean, It sounds like Arkansas's got a pretty good shot at him, doesn't it?
I think they've got a really good shot at him. And as soon as he went into the portal, I said, man, that might be one that they take a really strong look at. And, it was kind of secretive. I think they wanted to keep it on the down low that he was up here. To be honest with you, there's a lot of competition for this kid. I say kid, shoot, he's a grown man. He's been in college for 5 years, But 6'2", 210, somewhere in that range, really big, can play a lot of different positions in the back end, brings obviously leadership and a certain swag about him. He just won a national championship. Of course, he's a winner, right? So you said it there. He started 11 games for one of the best defenses we've ever seen in college football. So absolutely you would take him. I like him at the nickel spot, to be honest with you. I think he's a guy that could come in and help fill the void there. That's kind of been left by Brooks a little bit. Of course, Jaden Johnson stepped up throughout the course of the year, a true freshman, and obviously a valuable piece going into next year. But, man, if you can add this guy to go along with Slusher and Catalan back there, that's a really good-looking group on paper, in my opinion. So I think he is going to take a couple of more visits. Of course, he's kind of working against the clock a little bit. I think Texas is in the mix, Mississippi State. There's a couple of others that I know. Florida's probably on him pretty good from what I understand. So we should know relatively soon. I think this is a guy who's going to want to make a decision and get in here or his next destination, wherever it might be, to go through spring drills and get it going.
To the more traditional aspects of recruiting and what for up until the last decade, when you brought somebody to campus, they're a high school recruit. And one of the biggest news this week for a defensive tackle out of Mansfield, Texas, Caleb James. How big of an impact do you think he'll have, when he steps onto campus here in 2 years? And, I know that's a lot to ask of you to kind of project how somebody's going to be in 2 seasons. So.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I think in 2 years he's probably going to be quite a bit bigger, to be honest with you, Drew. I mean, he's 6'4", 250 already, but when you look at him, you see a frame that could probably put on another 20, 25 pounds pretty quickly, especially once he gets into Jamil Walker's weight room up there. So a really good get. I think it's a high potential get. I'm not sure he jumps in right away and starts or anything for you, but definitely has huge upside. He's versatile. He's played a lot of different spots across the defensive front down there. He actually just transferred over from Nolan Catholic there in Fort Worth, and now he's at Mansfield, Texas. So really strong program in Mansfield. They've got another kid, B.J. Jordan. He's a safety, a 4-star kid down there who's been up here a few times now, and I think he's going to be back again, I think this weekend, guys. So that's one to keep an eye on right there. If you could double up in Mansfield, Texas, and start some positive momentum in that pipeline, I think that would really be nice for you.
Yeah, Mansfield it's a known place in Texas that produces a lot of talent. And with the addition of him and kind of your projections going forward with what Sam Pittman and now that Kendall Briles is 100% all in, even though we all kind of thought the whole time that the Miami rumor and that was a possibility of him going was very less than factual because, everybody that kind of looks at it thinks that Arkansas is a better job right now than Miami. Where do you think some of these recruiting classes in the future could pan out? I mean, are we, possibly 2-3 years away from Arkansas possibly having a top 10, top 5 recruiting class?
Potentially, but this current class is just phenomenal, in my opinion. I think it's got a chance to be top 15. Obviously, the highest rated class they've ever had at Arkansas was 18th. That was way back in 2004. And I've said for several months that this 2023 group is shaping up to beat that record. I really think so. So, top 10, top 5, boy, that'd be really tough. But let's start with top 15. I think this one's got a shot, and the 24 group next year, just based on early returns, as they say. A lot of big-time visitors. I'm talking 4- and 5-star types that I've never seen take trips to Arkansas this early in the process. It's one after another. So I've been really impressed by that. I would venture to say this one's probably going to end up being the highest-rated one, but don't hold me to it. You guys know how this stuff can change on the dime.
Danny, I saw on your defensive Big Red board at Hog Sports, they're out on the trail of a lot of really highly touted defensive ends. And you use the term warm or hot to develop, some of what the interest is both ways there. So, you talk Sam Pittman's going to be a coach that wants to control the line of scrimmage. Seems he's certainly recruited to that on the offensive line. And when I read your Big Red board, it looks like, hopefully things go in the direction they want, and they'll have that on the defensive line too.
Yeah, getting Caleb James was a solid start, but as you said there's so many more, 4-star types. Trey Wilson, a kid out of Lakeview Centennial down in Texas, Garland, Texas, 6'3", 230. I've got him at hot right now. I think he's been here a few times. Unfortunately for Trey, I do want to mention he lost his grandmother, or he would have been back here again last week. So he's working on a rescheduled visit there. By Joby, a 4-star kid out of Norman, Oklahoma. I forget his high school, something Christian, so forgive me on that. But Chandavian Bradley out of Platte City, Missouri, another 4-star. Ashton Porter was just up here last week out of Cypress Cy Ranch down in Texas, 4-star kid, 6'3", 240. A.J. Hoffler's another kid out of Georgia, 4-star. He's talking about setting up a trip here. So it's one after another. I've been really impressed. That's the one question that I've seen a lot from fans. They've been really pleased with this staff's ability to recruit, but the defensive front has been a little bit behind other position groups, okay? And I think that's a fair statement. But now we're seeing it start to turn a little bit, and that's huge. I've said it all along. If Sam Pittman can ever get the type of defensive and offensive lineman that it's going to take, man, this thing could really take off. I feel confident when you've got a guy like Kendall Briles and Barry Odom coordinating both sides of it, you're set there. They've got some really good coaches on each side, but it comes down to the line of scrimmage in this league, and I've often been curious to see what type of caliber they're going to end up with, and so far, so good. I think they've got a chance to maintain this and really build on it.
And they're working on that line of scrimmage, working on getting the big guys in the trenches. I mean, just earlier today, less than an hour ago, kid from Wakeland High School in Frisco, Texas, Connor Stroh, I'm guessing is how you pronounce his name, for star offensive tackle. Obviously going to be very highly recruited. What can you kind of tell me about him?
Well, I worry about his size. He's 6'7", 345. I'm not sure that's going to be big enough for Pittman. Just joking there, guys. 6'7", 345. He's a giant of a man. He showed up last week, and boy, he's huge. So yet another big guy on that offensive line. I think they're going to have a really good shot at him. He's still in Arkansas right now. I don't want to speak for the kid, but I would go out on a limb and say Arkansas might be way up there for him. So they'll probably get him back again, and he's definitely one to keep an eye on. But you mentioned him there, Connor Stroh out of Frisco, Texas, Wakeland High School, 6'7", 345. If you like the big offensive lineman, he's one to keep an eye on. Yeah, he's plenty big.
That's one of the things I noticed about Drew Sanders. He's tall. 6'5". Haven't had a linebacker of that size at Arkansas, at least of that height, in a really long time. Like, we loved Grant and Hayden, but they were both sub 6 foot. So I mean, Sanders, 5-star guy, has got the build of it. I mean, it's got to help, right? That's that height.
Yeah, you would think so. I'm trying to think of the last one who might have been 6'5", probably early 2000s.
I look back, Jamario Bell, they had him listed as a linebacker. I know he went up to the line
he
of scrimmage
played everything,
too.
That's right.
Yeah, he was all over.
Yeah, I'm not sure how big. Quentin Caver may have been up there. He was around 6'4", 6'5". How tall was Jermaine Petty? Anybody remember? He always seemed really tall to me. But anyway, to answer your question, it's been a long time. As a matter of fact, when his name first popped up and Arkansas was in the mix for Drew, a lot of people said, hey, he might be a defensive end more than a linebacker. But after doing some checking, he is in fact being recruited, or was in fact being recruited to play linebacker, which is obviously a huge position of need, and just phenomenal that they were able to get him.
Hey, last thing, and I know this isn't a sport that you cover usually, certainly when it comes to recruiting, but I saw where Arkansas baseball has a commit from an 8th grader. I think he's the first commit for the 2026 class. It's absolutely true. I saw it in the newspaper. So, I mean, when you see that, obviously nobody is getting a commit from an 8th grader for college football, but it's just the differences between someone who's in 8th grade and someone who's in 12th grade is mentally, emotionally, physically. I don't know how you do that.
I wouldn't even know how to interview him. What do you talk about? I mean, so I get it, especially in baseball. You've got to get on them so early nowadays, and obviously Dave Van Horn does a great job of that, but that gun, boy, that's pretty young, and I don't always feel comfortable making a phone call like that. Matter of fact, I don't think I ever have. Talked to Ty Story, might have been the youngest one I ever interviewed, and he was 9th grade at the time. He came to camp, and everybody just kind of knew this kid's going to be something. I would say Kane Archer, he's in the 2026 class, and another quarterback from the similar area, down in Greenwood. He's definitely on the radar and probably going to get an interview here pretty soon.
Okay. Well, let's leave it there. Appreciate you, Danny, as always. We'll figure out the right time to do it again. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
Appreciate it, Danny.
You got it. You got a good reaction from Danny West when he gives you a dadgum. We got a dadgum.
Yeah, we did.
Feel pretty good about that. You can feel really good about a new career, though, if you're looking to become an EMT or a paramedic, and you can get your training and have zero debt for these degrees if you are helped by Baxter Regional Medical Center. They can help you become an EMT in just 1 semester. It'll take 3 to 4 semesters to become a paramedic. And yes, you can get that certification or degree with zero student loan debt. So if you're looking for more than just a job, Baxter Regional has the opportunity now. Just call 870-508-1883. That's 870-508-1883. Or you can log on to baxterregional.org for all the information on available positions. We're going to wrap halftime up with a cherry on the top right after this. Stay with us.
With COVID numbers continuing to climb, if you're in need of a new or a pre-owned vehicle but just don't feel comfortable about getting out and shopping in person, well, Randall Ford wants to remind you that we care and we want your business. You can shop us online at randallford.com. We can call you, fill out all of the paperwork over the phone, get you financed, sanitize that new or pre-owned vehicle, and deliver it to your home. It's as simple as that. We want your business at Randall Ford.
Tommy Kraft for the Fence Man. If you've always wanted powered automatic gates at your home or business, but you didn't know who to call, let me tell you about the Fence Man. 479-782-3936. The Fence Man does it all. Custom wrought iron installations, automatic gates, even controlled access systems, and lots more. Ask about 18-month, same as cash financing with approved credit. For your custom fence and gate needs, call the Fence Man. 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer opens like every other seltzer, pours like every other seltzer, but it's not like every other seltzer. USDA certified organic, no added sugar, and low cal, so you've never seen another seltzer quite like it. And with new refreshing flavors like black cherry and watermelon strawberry, you've never tasted one like it either. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, as real as it tastes. Enjoy responsibly, not a low-calorie food. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
For a limited time, Art's Barbecue and Burgers is serving up some great combo platters with all your favorite choices from Art's. Ribs and brisket, catfish and brisket, pulled pork and brisket, plus catfish and ribs. And you can add a hot link, sausage, or 2 tamales to any of the combo platters. Make your combo plate any way you want it to be. And don't forget, every Friday night is all-you-can-eat catfish at Art's. Art's Barbecue and Burgers, Rogers Avenue next to Buddy's in Fort Smith. Real smoked barbecue.
Hi, this is Melissa with with True Grit Running Company. Each day, we see familiar faces who have supported us from the beginning because they see the benefits of an active lifestyle. We're also always meeting new customers who are taking their first steps towards making running or walking a part of daily life. We have the opportunity to share in their successes and help them achieve their goals. The people of Fort Smith and the River Valley are why we believe we were voted one of the best running stores in America. Visit us and see how we can help you. True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
2022 annual passes are now available at the Ben Guerin Golf Course. We offer a variety of plans to fit your budget and needs. We have special pricing on juniors, seniors, and military. If you're looking for the best golf value in the River Valley, then look no further than Ben Guerin Golf Course. Book your 2022 tournament outings now. For more information, call the Pro Shop at 646-5301, go to benguerinGolf.com, or follow us on Facebook. When you think golf, think Ben Guerin.
Here it comes. Oh my goodness.
Let Carco Car Sales, formerly Hertz Car Sales, show you how easy it is to buy a quality used car. Carco Auto Sales has been serving the River Valley and eastern Oklahoma for over 40 years and believe in fair prices, superior service, and treating people right. The friendly and knowledgeable staff is here to help you find the car you deserve, priced right to fit your budget, so you can leave with a peace of mind knowing that you are getting a quality, well-maintained vehicle. Come see the team at Carco Auto Sales, formerly Hertz Car Sales, at 2810 Midland Boulevard today. Give them a call at 783-1722 or check them out at buyfromcarco.com. Carco Auto Sales, when you're ready.
Is this the right decision? Living with an aging parent can bring stress, uncertainty, and guilt. Ease those emotions and trust that they are safe and happy at Dalton's Place at Waldron. Living in this community improves the health, nutrition, and housing for your loved one, regardless of income. Private apartments allow your mom or dad to keep their independence while their health is always monitored. Contact us today to see if your loved one qualifies. Dalton's Place at Waldron, 520 West 2nd Street. Your well-being first.
This is ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett. Want to jump in the conversation with the guys? Call or text into Halftime at 877-377-6963.
Don't forget about the Fence Man. If you own a business that needs more security, might just want it to look better, have more curb appeal, the Fence Man can give you both with a new fence. They've been in business more than 40 years. Custom installing any type of fencing, gates, and controlled access for your business. And the Fence Man features 18-month same as cash financing. Give them a call at 479-782-3936. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work. Can't believe we haven't brought it up yet. And we've got 5 minutes left.
What's that?
A Weird Al Yankovic biopic is coming out, and I am shocked that it hasn't happened yet. Honestly, though, Maddie, I thought UHF was a biopic. I thought that was the real life story of Weird Al Yankovic.
Did you see? Yeah, I know, because when they show him in the mornings making a Twinkie Wiener sandwich, I just assumed that's
what he did
how
every
he lives
day.
his life. And do you remember a few years ago, Funny or Die put out like a 3-minute little kind of parody biopic thing that starred Aaron Paul as a young Weird Al, but it was he showed it at his concert. I was wondering if you had seen it. Do you remember?
I don't remember this
thing.
thing.
So I think
I'd seen everything of his.
I think this is going to be kind of an extended version of something like that, where it kind of jokes like he got into drugs and stuff like this, and has like this dark side.
But what if it's actually all true and we just think he's joking because he's Weird Al? Like, what if this is like the most true biopic of all time? I mean, to where they're telling secrets of secrets that nobody outside of Weird Al and the few people who were there would ever know. And we're all just going to laugh it off going, oh, that's just Weird Al. There's no way that happened.
Could he have deep, dark secrets?
Well, I mean, what if he was out there in the 80s on tour doing stuff that you saw from like, who's the big drug? I mean, they all
take your
were.
pick. Take your pick. 1980s rock and roll. Take your pick.
Oh goodness,
Rick James.
No,
he did drugs.
They kind of like a hair band, like they
Poison.
Poison. Yes. Like what if he was out there doing like poison drugs, like heroin through a garden hose, and just snorting cocaine and ants at the same time, and all the other crazy stuff that you saw. Like, what if that's what the tour bus for Weird Al Yankovic's tours in the 80s were like? Just
if you
Tony
have ever
Montana,
been to one of
piles of
if you
cocaine.
have ever been to one of Yankovic's concerts, Drew, you know that is absolutely impossible to happen. It's just there's not enough cool people in the world for him to have that kind of fun. There is a connection, though, that I just realized this because the last movie Yankovic made, UHF, came out 1989. What he was talking. He said he made a vow to put out a new movie every 33 years. What just ended after 33 years? The 3-point streak for Arkansas basketball. There's a connection between Razorback basketball and Weird Al Yankovic. Thought you probably never realized this.
I never
but it's
did.
The truth.
I did not know that. I never would have put 2 and 2 together.
We're going to start another streak. We're going to start another 3-point streak, or maybe Arkansas just won't lose another game for 33 years, because not only is Al having a movie made of his life, but Harry freaking Potter is playing Weird Al Yankovic.
That is phenomenal.
I can't put these things together.
They don't look anything alike, do they?
Well, put him in a curly
That's what
wig.
makeup
and
costumes
glasses.
are for.
I wonder how old Weird Al was when he grew the famous mustache.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he doesn't have anymore, but for the whole amount of the 80s and most of the 90s, he had it.
I don't know. I mean, I like Daniel Radcliffe. I mean, and other things other than, Harry Potter. I like him in that Miracle Worker show on TBS. That's pretty funny. So, I mean, the guy's got comedy chops. I mean, he can be funny.
This is going to be the role that defines his career.
Is that a good or a bad thing?
It's going to be a fantastic.
I
You know what else this tells me, Maddie? If there's a biopic coming out in a year, there's another album coming out sometime soon. Gosh, we deserve one after 7 years.
It was
really
funny
do.
reading, Weird Al's quote about that it's like he promised the fans, he was going to put a movie out every 33 years, and it's
33
right
years,
on track, and that this will be the defining role for Daniel Radcliffe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we have our connection between the greatest rock and roll musician of our era and Arkansas basketball. That's right. I did say that, and I meant it too.
Okay.
All right, we've made it to the end of the program, and this was a lot of fun today.
I enjoyed
Arkansas women's basketball tonight, 8 o'clock, taking on Alabama. Going to be a late night. Don't think we'll make it home until like 2 a.m. So bleary-eyed tomorrow, and you guys get to carry the show.
That's fine.
For Drew and for Maddie, I'm Phil. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Now, get up, get out, and get better.